like that one bit.
For a long time, like 35 years Republican, decades of having my patriotism exploited, being lied to, being told that the Republican Party is the only true American party. And I bought into it for a long time. For a long time, I voted straight red on every single election, including the 2016 election. So yeah, I voted for Trump. But a weird thing happened when Trump became president. All of those principles that I aligned with, yeah, he didn't uphold them at all. He was horrible, a horrible person, and not a very good president. Because when it comes down to it, the facts not feelings crowd that the Republicans seem to like try to showcase, when you start looking at the facts, not good for Republicans, just in general. The more and more I started learning and reading, looking at history, man, the Republicans had it wrong a lot of the time. Most of it is rhetoric. A lot of it is wedge issues that they campaign on with no real intent to do anything about it. Now, I'm not saying that Democrats are all great. They have their issues too. Even the party itself has their issues. But Republicans, they manipulate and change the truth so much that their base now doesn't even understand how wrong a lot of their things is. And that's because it comes from Trump. He never talks specifics. Why is that? Because he has no policy. He has nothing to stand on. He just goes with whatever is popular for him. And if you notice, the more and more we get closer to getting an immigration bill passed, the more butthurt and angry he's getting, because now that's another win for Biden and the Democrats. Because let's face it, this summer in an election year is lining up pretty good for Biden. You might want to use anecdotal evidence to say, oh, the economy is horrible. Look how much I can't afford this. But the same metrics that showed Trump's good economy are the same ones now showing that we are recovering. Inflation is down, gas is down. We're starting to see the stock markets have back-to-back record-breaking days and runs. Job creation still way better than Trump. And you could sit there and say, oh, COVID. Oh, well, COVID screwed that up. Cool. Use that same metric and say, COVID ruined the economy, and now we're getting back to it. Republicans don't do that because they like to point fingers. They like to lay blame at the Democrats' feet. That's why if you look, everything that they do is all culture-based. That's why the Republicans are all about culture war and rhetoric, because statistically speaking, they can't hold a candle to what the Democratic Party has done in the past. I'm not saying that it can't change in the future, or the Dems might screw things up, because let's face it, we're all human. Rhetoric and culture wars is what gets people angry, and it gets them driving to the polls. That's all they do. The Republican Party uses its people. Your pawns, so effective at changing the narrative that they don't even know they're lying anymore. They don't even know how untruthful and dishonest they're being. Please look at things without an emotional base. Look at things from statistics, trends, metrics, things that are measurable, because that takes emotion out of it. You can say all day, oh, well, look how better the economy was under Trump. Show me how. And I'll use those same standards to apply that to Biden's economy. But then you don't want to do that. You can't get to truth if it's all about feelings. Facts over feelings.
That's not it. We got some more. And these are Republicans or ex-Republicans or current Republicans that are just fed up with the lies of Agent Orange. And those lies done cost him $83 million, but they can possibly cost the country a lot more than that. Because who you think he really gonna get to pay that $83 million? You think Trump gonna pay that $83 million? No. He gonna get his people to pay it. Yeah. His base. Y'all think Trump gonna pay that $83 million himself? Nah. He gonna run a couple fundraisers. And them folks gonna pay it too. Cause they feel like we gotta get them back in. But I'm just sharing articles that I so happen to catch, TikToks that I so happen to catch while I'm online. You want to see another? Well, here you go.
Of a war in this country. That's what this is.
Actually, Vivek, no, we're not in a fucking war. And that's the problem, y'all. We've got two fucking spoiled rich kids sitting on a stage telling us that we should be at war with each other.
You're listening to DOZHATOLDYA
we should be
Radio.
pointing weapons at each other over what used to be policy issues, tax rates, health care for poor people, whether or not we should have an $850 billion a year defense budget. These are called policy issues. These are not issues to point weapons at each other over. Not issues to go to war with your fellow Americans. This is exactly what people in the world like Vladimir Putin and our enemies in China and Iran, this is exactly what the fuck they were hoping for when they worked to get Donald Trump elected president. They got it. Vladimir Putin hit a fucking grand slam. This is the best investment Russia has ever made in their defense against the United States, is get Donald Trump elected and turn all you fucking MAGA traitors into fucking Russian assets. Because now, in your head, you think it's perfectly acceptable to want to secede from the Union or perhaps start a civil war over immigration, over fucking tax cuts, over our defense budget. That's worth starting a civil war over. That is worth throwing away 200 years of our constitutional republic. And this is exactly why we can't take you motherfuckers seriously anymore. Because you've completely lost the fucking narrative. And you have forgotten what this country is all about. And those of us who still remember, who are still clinging to this democracy like we are fighting for it daily, we're fighting against you. We're fighting against you because you want to tear down this country over policy disagreements. You motherfuckers can't even get along with each other. You guys can't keep a speaker for more than fucking 3 or 4 weeks. And you think we're the fucking problem? Nah, bro. Get the fuck out of here. We've had enough of this shit. Start negotiating like adults, like politicians are supposed to do, and we certainly aren't gonna be lectured on a 1776 moment by two spoiled rich kids who, if there ever was a civil war, they sure as fuck wouldn't be fighting in it. Neither would their kids. Neither would any of their rich fucking friends. They wouldn't be fighting in it. It would be you and me, motherfuckers, fighting over a couple fucking rich politicians. I wish this country was what I grew up thinking it was. I wish this country was what I was taught it was.
You're listening to DOZHATOLDYA Radio.
But all it took was one fucking con man. And all you patriots threw it away over one fucking con man that continues to lie to you even today. Even as he's being held liable in court for his lies, he continues to lie to you because his ego is so big, it's bigger than the country.
No,
It's
Captain.
bigger than the Constitution. And you guys fell for it. And you will drive this country into a ditch over one fucking con man.
You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to kind of get a little political in this thing, man. But yeah, I just felt like y'all should see those elegant points by those elegant Americans during Black History Month. I mean, I know that's not Black History, but I was impressed. You know, I was quite impressed. I couldn't have said it more better myself. And I can't wait to point that out to a couple of my my conservative friends who think that, you know, it's just a Democrat versus Republican thing. No, it's a democracy thing, and it's a respect. It's a moral thing, and the guy got no morals, man. Okay, so moving right along.